Today I'm going to be going over weight fluctuations, some common reasons as to why they occur, 3 patterns to identify for these weight fluctuations, and how to best cope with them, and how to push through, how to keep your mental game strong. What is up guys, Austin here, and welcome to another video. And today I'm going to be going over weight fluctuations, some common reasons as to why they occur, 3 patterns to identify for these weight fluctuations, and how to best cope with them, and how to push through, how to keep your mental game strong and be able to see results and keep up the good work and results. And so first things first, whenever you decide to go into a calorie deficit to lose weight, you will see the scale drop, you will see the scale go up, and I just wanted to explain all the reasons for this because first things first, these fluctuations are completely normal. Your body is not going to stay at a constant weight all the time because every day you're taking in different amounts of food, you're taking in different amounts of water, and this could all affect your body. Your body could just release more water out one day more than usual. It could release less water another day, and this just all depends on a lot of factors, and your body is not a machine that does everything perfectly every single day. It will always adjust, it will always change. And so what I have discovered through my own research and through working with clients is that these are some common reasons as to why you may see weight fluctuations, and these are perfectly normal. Don't get stressed out. The main thing to focus on when you're trying to lose fat is to focus on an overall trend. So not how much weight can I lose from day to day, but how much weight or scale weight you are losing over long term, over weeks, over months. And I just want to drive this home, is that weight loss, it's supposed to be a long journey. It is not a race that you're trying to finish as fast as you can. It's something that you have to do sustainably and over the long term. And so the first reason would be higher salt or carb intake than usual. This can lead to more water retention in your body. Salt and carbs really love to hold on to water. So if you take in more salt or carbs than usual, you're gonna keep more water in your body, and you might see a weight gain or not as much of a weight loss just because your body is holding on to more water. Second thing is if you have pooped or not, because believe it or not, some of us take really big poops and they can weigh a few pounds. And so if you haven't pooped for a few days, or if you just have a lot of fiber, if you have a lot of insoluble things that you're eating, you're gonna have these big poops, and they can add up to a few pounds, and they can just sit in your body and just be extra weight that you might not notice. And so you can be still losing fat, but just because you have all this extra weight in you, you might think that you're not losing any fat at all, but in reality you are. Third thing is hydration levels. So again, with the water, if you are not drinking enough water, your body will hold on to more water weight, versus if you're adequately hydrated, your body will decide to push more water out of your body just because it knows that it's getting a steady source of water, so it doesn't need to hold on to as much, and this can affect your weight. Water is very heavy. If you haven't noticed, if you ever weighed some water, or if you just carried like a jug of water, you'll know that it's very heavy, and even a little bit of water can add up and equal to pounds on the scale, and this does not equate to either fat loss or fat gain. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about is food still in your stomach. So obviously, if you haven't eaten yet and then you go and weigh yourself, and then you have a meal, and then you go and weigh yourself again, you're going to weigh heavier just because food has weight. And again, food usually has a lot of water, has a lot of other things as well, and it can add up, and this can add up to scale weight, and it might make you feel like you haven't lost weight, but it could be other things in your body. Next thing I wanted to cover is food intolerances. So if you aren't particularly tolerant to a certain type of food, your body might react and retain more water. It could hold on to more weight, but this does not mean that you necessarily have fat gain or the inability to lose fat. And then these next few things are pretty common among a lot of people as well. Things such as having your period, things such as your hormone levels, the supplements you are taking, or the amount of soreness after a heavy or intense workout. So how these play a role is that your period and your hormones, they're kind of interacting with one another. So having your hormones on different levels, this can cause more water retention, this could cause just more bloating, just different things that happen in your body, but it's not necessarily equal to fat loss or fat gain. So don't worry too much about it. The supplements you're taking, again, this can also affect water retention and bloating and just digestion and just all these other factors that can affect your scale weight. And then last thing is the soreness from a heavy intense workout. So after especially a heavy or intense workout, your muscles will become more damaged than usual. So they'll hold on to more water and they'll become inflamed because they are damaged, and that inflammation process kind of signals the repair process. So it will hold on to more water, it will hold on to just more fluid just because it has to signal the entire process. I won't get too much into that. That's the whole reason why when you get hurt, there's a lot of swelling around the area. That's to signal the repair process. That's to help facilitate that whole healing process. And then now, after we've covered some of the reasons why these weight fluctuations can occur, let's cover 3 patterns that you typically see. So the first pattern here, you'll see a drop during your calorie deficit period, and then all of a sudden you're going to see a spike. This is completely normal. Don't freak out. And then this process kind of repeats itself. So you'll see a drop and then a spike and then a drop and then a spike. And the reason why I'm going over these patterns, it's because typically people who are on a weight loss, a fat loss journey, they'll see these spikes or they'll see these changes and they'll give up. And one of the things that I want to drive home is that weight loss, it's supposed to be a long-term and sustainable thing. These day-to-day fluctuations should not affect your mindset. If anything, you should keep going. And I know it's so easily discouraging when you see these spikes or when you see these scale weight changes. I used to be the same. But once I learned to accept the fact that these fluctuations are perfectly normal and they just happen and they do not determine whether or not you're progressing, I found it more freeing. I found it more effortless just to lose weight, to reach my goals. And so that's one of the things that I want to drive home for you today. And so second pattern that I see, it's that people will see a plateau or just a flat line. They'll see a drop and then they'll see a plateau again and then they'll see a drop. And then the top reason why people quit when they experience this pattern is that they'll see these plateaus, they'll think that their weight loss has stalled and they give up, and this is the period of time where giving up is the highest risk for these people. And I just want you to know that you have to push through. Just don't look at the scale that much or don't look into it that much. Just take it as it is and keep pushing, keep grinding, and you will eventually get to those drops, and it will keep you motivated and keep you going. And then the third pattern that we have here is kind of a combination of the first two. So you'll have a drop, a plateau, maybe a spike, and then another drop, and then a flat line, and then a spike and a drop. And so for this one, most people get discouraged when they see either that flat line or the spike or both, because you feel like you've been getting pretty good progress, and then all of a sudden your weight loss stops and then even goes up. So it can be very discouraging to see that your quote unquote progress is going backwards, but I just want you to know that you have to stick through and you have to push through, and you will get to that drop and it will keep you motivated. And these flat lines and spikes are not indicative of your progress, and I want you to know to push through and to keep going. And also, it's because of these reasons that I want to emphasize that the scale weight is not the 100% determinant of your progress. If anything, it should just be a tool to help you lose weight. You should only use the scale weight for overall trends. These day-to-day fluctuations should not affect your progress, should not affect your mindset at all. I want you to use these day-to-day measurements so that you have more data points, so that you are able to see these trends over weeks and over months, and that should be the determinant of your progress. Because if you can lose weight over months and months on end, then that means you're getting good progress. Just because your weight fluctuates a few pounds every other day doesn't mean you're not losing fat in the long run. Typically, when I see people have these fluctuations, they don't look at the big picture. But if they zoomed out and were able to look at the big picture, they'll see that they are actually losing weight. They are actually getting phenomenal progress. And that's the thing that I want you to pay attention to. And so other tools that are useful other than the scale weight is taking progress pictures, using body measurements, getting a tape measure, just measuring certain parts of your body, seeing those inches get smaller and smaller. Another thing is maybe how your clothes fit. Maybe you couldn't fit into these pair of jeans that you had a year ago, but now, even though your scale weight might have not budged that much, and you're able to fit into them now, that is awesome. Like, keep going. You're obviously making progress, even though the scale says you're not. And then the fourth thing is your energy levels. So the more you exercise, the more you perform physical activity, the more energy levels you have because your body is adapting. And you might have had a poor lifestyle and habit before, but now you're starting to work out more, you're getting more energy, your body's adapting. It's saying, oh, okay, we need to prepare ourselves because we have to be more active, we have to be more energetic for our day rather than just loafing around on the couch eating a bunch of junk food. And so that is a very good indicator of your progress as well. Like, if you feel better, I'd say that is the best thing that you can do for yourself, because it doesn't matter how you look, it doesn't matter about how much you weigh. If you feel better a year from now, then that is great progress, because that's at the end of the day, that's all that matters. At the end of the life, you're only going to remember the things that you enjoyed and not stressed about how much you weighed on January 2nd of 1923. You're going to remember all the good times you had and how much you enjoyed your life. And then before I sign off, the absolute final thing I want to drive home is that fat loss takes time. Time and time again, people want these quick results, and the reality is that fat loss takes time, and the more time that you take to lose this fat, the better results you're going to get. Everyone wants fast progress. I know this personally. I want fast progress. I want everything yesterday and as fast as possible. But the reality is everything takes time. Everything worth having, it does not come easy. It's going to take hard effort. It's going to take time. And even though someone might be getting extremely better results than you, they might be getting 10 times faster, 10 times better results than you, just know that you are on your own journey. You will get different results. And typically, the people who get faster progress, their results are more than likely going to be unsustainable. And the more unsustainable something is, the more likely that they are going to gain that weight back. And the number one thing that I want for you is to not only be able to lose the weight, but to be able to keep it off. Because it doesn't matter if you're able to lose 10 pounds in a month, if you gain it all back, but if you're able to lose 5 pounds a month and then keep that 5 pounds off, and maybe a year from then you're able to lose all that weight and keep it off, that's great. That means you'll be able to keep it off for the rest of your life, and I think in the end that's all that matters. And another thing, even though it might seem like a little bit, maybe you're only losing 1 pound a week. That's awesome. 1 pound a week, you have 52 weeks in a year. If you keep that up, you'll lose 52 pounds. Not saying that everyone has 52 pounds to lose, but if you have that kind of mindset, that slow and steady progress, then you'll be able to get phenomenal results while being sustainable and while enjoying your life. Because fat loss should not only be about getting results, but also be able to enjoy the process along the way. And that's the thing that I want to drive home the most. It's sustainability and enjoyment. Anyways, that about wraps up this video. I hope this helps. Let me know if you guys have any questions or concerns. Leave a like in the video if you guys enjoyed it and learned something to apply to your everyday life. Subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one.